Paintball is the most popular Rec Room original by a long shot. That means there are a lot of players who strive to be better at it. In this video, I'll tell you everything that you need to know about Paintball and how you can get better. Paintball has two main modes, Capture the Flag and Team Battle, both of which require you to play differently. For example, in Capture the Flag, you're required to go to the enemy team's base and take their flag back to yours. When you attack, the flag is dropped and the enemy can return it to their base. In the same vein, a teammate can also grab it and continue the push to the home base. On the other hand, Team Battle is a team deathmatch-like mode where the first team to score 50 tags wins. It's an all-out brawl of skill and talent played on a variety of different maps, all with different weapon pools. The most basic weapon that you'll find is a paintball pistol. You'll spawn with this and will also be able to use it for most of the game unless you grab something else. This weapon is stable and has a medium fire rate, making it very reliable and the first choice for many pros. In most maps, you'll also find a paint grenade. This weapon has a wide explosion radius, making it capable of tagging multiple enemies at once. Before it explodes, it has a timer giving people the opportunity to run. This is shown in-game by hitting sound that plays. However, you're also able to cook the grenade, which is where you hold it whilst the timer ticks down before throwing it later, which gives the enemy less time to escape. There are also paintball shields that you can use in quite a few of the maps. As the name suggests, it allows you to protect yourself from incoming attacks, and if you crouch down, you can hide yourself almost fully behind it. You're also able to find a paint shotgun, which is one of the more powerful weapons in the entire game. Due to its shooting of sprayer pellets, it's most effective in closer ranges, which is where most fights take place in this game anyways, hence why the weapon is so effective. In contrast, you can also find a paint sniper on select maps. This weapon has the most range in the game, and has very little, if not no bullet drop. This weapon can be very hard, but can also be really effective at picking up unsuspecting victims. Another strong weapon you may find is the Paint Burst Rifle, which is most effective at medium-short ranges and is capable of bursting down enemies very quickly. So much so that it's actually got a reputation, and a lot of people dislike it for that. However, don't let others dissuade you, choose whatever weapon you feel suits you. You can also find a paint grenade launcher on a few maps, which makes for an interesting twist. The grenade shot from this thing explode on impact and are capable of tagging multiple enemies at once due to its damage radius. This easily makes it one of the most effective weapons in the game, as you don't actually need to hit your enemy. As long as a grenade lands somewhat near them, you'll most likely get the kill. Exclusive to only one map, the paintthrower is a menace to anybody on the other side of it. It's effective at short to mid range and, worst of all, it's fully automatic, meaning that the paint it shoots gets sprayed absolutely everywhere. When somebody's using one of these, it's best to avoid them if I'm being honest. But by some chance you actually tag them, congrats, now you've inherited that weapon, and hopefully you can find another and start spraying two of them. And that's where the fun begins. Next is my personal favourite weapon, for devious reasons. The Paint Mine is a huge explosion radius and is capable of killing an entire team if placed correctly. On top of this, the mines stick to almost anything. Players? Yes. Walls? Yes. Guns? Abso-freaking-lutely. If you get evil enough, you can even stick it to the flag, and that is bound to tag somebody. Does it annoy other players? Yes. Do I care? No. But if they weren't so blind, maybe they wouldn't have walked into my mine in the first place. Paintball also has a ridiculous amount of maps to offer, which is rare when it comes to RROs these days, one of which is River. River is one of the most basic maps available to play, and takes place on a rather large field with plenty of cover between spawn points. There is always an opportunity to fight and flank wherever you go. Sometimes simplicity is best. In the middle of the map, you'll find a bridge going over a river. On that bridge you can find a grenade to throw into the enemy base in an attempt to get an easy tag or two. What I like to do is I like to just throw them into their spawn after killing someone, and then killing them again. Yeah, I know I'm evil. Homestead is also one of the earlier maps released for Paintball, and has a lot more in it when compared to River. The map is full of barns and containers, allowing you to loot up and take cover whenever needed. There are plenty of weapons to go around here. From grenades to shotguns, there is plenty to choose from, making it one of the best maps, and most popular. Clear Cut is one of the more advanced paintball maps and actually features burst rifles, snipers, and many different kinds of weapons. The diversity is what makes this map great, as you can truly play however you want. There are also plenty of paths to both spawn areas, allowing for some really cool flanks to be made if needed. Quarry is an interesting map. It features two large bases on either side, both with access to snipers. This makes moving from one base to another really difficult, as there's always someone who's an absolute crack shot on the other end who will just take your head off. Spillway is another map that features a lot of cover. You also have access to the grenade launcher here, which is a lot of fun to use. Like usual, it features two bases and an area in the middle where the two teams can fight for supremacy. There are also plenty of flanking opportunities throughout the entire map. The final map is Drive-In, and it's easily a fan favourite. From the layout to the overall aesthetic, the map is amazing in every single way. There are 3 lanes in which you can use to approach each other's bases, and a building in the middle that people usually filter the room with landmines, myself included. You also have access to a sniper, paintthrower, and shotgun in the map, so watch your step to ensure survival, especially if I'm there with my landmines. Hopefully now you have all the information that you need to go and destroy people in Paintball. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time.